Richician.
Hey YouTube, Richician 84 here, and welcome to Q&A number 205. High five. Let's kick it off. The first three questions are from Gunnar, all of which submarine related. I wonder why. 1. Were you ever inside a submarine? No, never. I've never been on board one in my life. Would have been cool though. 2. Is there any submarines in your place at the sea? No, although the closest one would, at least the closest one I can think of, would probably be in Rochester, because whenever I'm travelling between London and Kent, my train goes across a bridge, like across the Rochester River, and there is a submarine in that river, just basically parked there. So I don't think it even gets used, because it's just always there. I mean, there could be some a bit closer, but I can't think of anywhere where there might be one. And 3. Will I be able to attack 10 times with submarine Royd in one duel? I mean, it's possible. Very difficult, but definitely possible. But yeah, I'd have to be able. Well, I'd have to not be able to get any sort of attacks through, and that submarine void would have to be well protected. So yeah, oh yeah, and I wouldn't have to pay any. I'd have to not pay any life points or anything, like premature burial, brain control, or whatever. But But who knows? I mean, I genuinely do hope you can pull it off. It would be funny to see. But who knows? Next questions are from Dark Magic Couple, who... Wait, when was the last time he even submitted questions? I can't remember, but he says, sorry for not posting questions for a while, it's been busy over here. That's alright. I mean, if you can't think of any questions, then, that can't be helped. So it's not a problem. 1. What are your thoughts on the remakes of Hyperdrive and Need for Speed for Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds that I sent you in our chats? I think they're both epic, and it makes me wish that they chose Need for Speed even more for the dub opening. Yeah, I did like listening to them, although I don't even remember the song Need for Speed. Hyperdrive I know very well, but in any case, they were great to listen to. I guess it doesn't help that I've not heard a lot of music tracks from 5Ds. I mean, it's only ever been Duel Monsters and GX that I've heard lots of music and soundtracks from. But there have been bits of music from 5Ds that I have listened to from the Japanese version, which were epic. 2. In all your duels you've had using Elemental Shining Neos Wingman so far, what is the biggest you've gotten him? That's what she said. I don't know. I mean, I've had the card for like 3 years now. Used him quite a lot of times, but I don't remember what the biggest is that I've ever gotten him up to. it must have been somewhere in the range of 6,000 to 7,000. I could be wrong, but I feel like that's right. It's, yeah, I don't know exactly, but I'm pretty sure it's somewhere in that region. And the last three questions are from Weber's5, who also says, sorry it's been a while, but again, that's okay. I mean, if you can't think of anything, you can't think of anything. You know, it's no big deal. 1. As a hero enthusiast, did you know that in the anime, every time Jaden uses our righteous justice, it gets negated? Yes, I did notice that. It's pretty crazy how that happened every single time. Now, I don't know whether or not to continue this long-running joke in Yu-Gi-Oh! Cyber Heroes, or whether or not to break the cycle. But it's quite funny how these things seem to happen. I mean, look at the Yu-Gi-Oh! Real Life movie series. I mean, there's the long-running joke of Mirror Force constantly getting destroyed and negated, or at least whenever Thomas and Bensei use it, and they're like, we can never use it. Or like, it sort of carries on a similar joke, kind of, although not so well known, is even used in Cyber Heroes, where Solemn Strike kept getting destroyed before it was used, even though that's only happened like at least twice so far. But yeah, it doesn't come up as much as Mirror Force failing to be used, or our righteous justice getting negated. But yeah, we'll see what happens. 2. What monster or monsters would you like to see get printed as a named attacker, like Flame Wingman Infernal Rage? I couldn't really think of anything at first, but then I was thinking about Summon Skull, because Summon Skull does need more support, and maybe a retrain of it called Summon Skull Lightning Strike would be a thing, and really help the deck out. Not quite sure how, but maybe it could be able to be normal summoned without tributing, or special summoned if you either control no monsters or you only control fiend type monsters. And then maybe search or special summon an archfiend. I don't know. Or maybe it would do something else and be kind of like a Mokuyu the Magical Mist on legs. Maybe search that out. Yeah, search out a Summon Skull monster, a Mokuyu, or an Archfiend. Special summon one of them. I don't know. But yeah, that's the only thing I can think of. And finally, number 3. Over the past few months, I've had no motivation to make YouTube content. Have you ever been in this position? If yes, what do you do about it? I feel like there've been a couple of times where I haven't had motivation. Like one of which being like in the earlier days of my channel. When I didn't upload very frequently and videos were like less than a minute long. There was like a large gap from like mid-June to late July where I've not been uploading content, like in 2007. I guess because I was busy with college stuff and other things, I guess. But yeah, in that June video, I think it was probably the one with the shower cap thing. Um, yeah, the short video where I'm wearing one. Don't know how many of you long-time viewers remember that one. And then the one after that was the end of a match I had with Afromat's brother. Um, and yeah, yeah, that was it. I don't think it was. Well, I don't think the lack of motivation back then though was because I couldn't be. Was because I didn't feel like it. I think it was simply because I was just too busy and didn't really think much about it. Um, and then the other occasion was, of course, back in late November, early December 2019, in the early days of Team Sorcerers, where I've not had any motivation. I guess on one of the Saturdays, I just uh, had a bad day. And and there were still fears and worries about the whole copper thing, um, and uncertainty about whether or not Yu-Gi-Oh content was considered made for kids or not made for kids or in between, and I've just had no motivation whatsoever and just didn't put out anything for 2 weeks. Um, there was a point where I didn't even feel like going to game night. In fact, I remember John Cross leaving a comment somewhere asking if everything was okay. But yeah, um, yeah. Before and after that 2 week gap, it was like a couple of spicy food challenges I did with Gamer Central. I think one was a noodle challenge, and then the one after that, with the 2 week break, that was the one chip challenge that we did. And then there's been another gap of almost 2 weeks. And I think that's when we decided to just carry on doing Yu-Gi-Oh content anyway. And was also around about the same time we changed the name from the Reapers to Team Sorcerers, and the point where you joined the team. Um, but, but yeah, not having any motivation. I think that, yeah, that was one of the things that just made 2019 a really shitty year. And it was one of many shitty years that I'd had, but yeah, that's another story. I'm trying to think of any other times where I've had no motivation. I mean, I can't really think of anything except a few weeks back where I was just having a bad week and was in so much of a shitty mood that I just didn't want to have any games or do my Q&A. Which of course was one of the many things that made 2025 a shitty year for me. I mean, seriously, hardly anything good has happened this year. I mean, the only things I can think of are Emma's birthday, Valentine's Day, the channel's 18th anniversary, and the summer holiday. But that's it. Um, but yeah, even though I'm still thinking about doing a rant video about 2025, at the same time, I do want to put this behind me and just make the best of what's left of this year, starting with me and Emma's 4th anniversary coming up on Saturday. Um, so, yeah, that's going to be a really good day. I'm very excited about that. So naturally, I'm going to be very busy that way, and I'm just not going to want to do anything else. So, yeah, I just want to enjoy our day. Although, that being said, there are plans to put out a couple of anniversary related videos out, one of which will be another tribute video with our cute moments, and the other depends on what anniversary present I get. I mean, I think I might know what she's probably going to get me, and if it is a Yu-Gi-Oh product I can open, then I will do an opening, but yeah, we'll have to see. Um, but anyway, I digress. I'm going way off topic here. But anyway, yeah, those are the only times I can think of really. And of course, now I guess I put out a bit too much content. But, I try not to. Well, as I discussed in the 200th episode, um, I just try not to make it so there's no backlog. Of course, regarding YouTube content, it does give me an idea for a question that I might ask you for your Q&A segment. I just need to think of a few others. So yeah, that is going to do it for questions in this episode. Thank you very much for your guys' questions. Very cool ones as always. And if you've got any other questions you want to ask me, post them in the comments section down below. And remember, I do these episodes every Wednesday afternoon or evening, UK time. So be sure to get your questions in before then so that you don't miss out. Thanks again, stay safe, and I'll catch you guys later. See ya.
Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the Richician YouTube channel.